Hey everybody, this is Jennifer. Welcome to my channel where I talk about books, music, movies, and anything else that takes my fancy. Today I'm doing a bit of a tiny little break from the TBR madness. Can't get too mad. No. Round 2 is coming up real soon. But in the meantime, just have a tiny little break. I'm going to do a tag today. Today I'm doing, because I'll be honest, if I waited until after, it'd be a little bit too late to do this tag, because this tag is timely. It is the 2018 Best Picture Book tag. I cannot remember offhand who did the original tag, but it will be linked below, I promise. So what we have here is, it's all of the Best Picture nominees in alphabetical order with a question attached, and I will be bringing with me and I will show you the books that go with each question. Basic, right? Okay. So number 1 is Call Me By Your Name, which I absolutely loved. I loved that movie, and I have that book, but that's not going to be the answer for this one. An LGBTQ love story. I just recently reread this, and it's by my favorite author, Poppy Z. Brite. It's The Value of X. All right, this is a bit of a prequel to the Liquor series, featuring Ricky and G-Man, and they're starting their new restaurant venture called Liquor in New Orleans, where all the recipes revolve around liquor in some form, you know, in sauces, and anyway, I don't need to explain that to you. So this is a prequel. And the story is alluded to in several places during the series proper. And it's what happens when they're in high school and they realize, after being best friends for a decade, maybe, or 7 years or whatever, that they're in love with each other, and how they deal with that, how their families deal with it. And it also deals with Ricky's time at the Culinary Institute of America. So I love this book because it's my favorite. It's by my favorite author. It's a part of my favorite series, and I just love these characters so much. And this doesn't really, it has stuff to do with cooking, and they're starting working at restaurants and stuff, but it is mainly about their relationship and how that starts out. So yeah, that is my pick for question 1. Second up is Darkest Hour, your least favorite book by a beloved author. So I'm going to Poppy Z. Brite again, and I do not have a copy of this to show you. And I'm going to explain why in just a second. My pick is Exquisite Corpse by Poppy Z. Brite. And it involves a couple of serial killers who hook up and torment this young kid. Not a child exactly, but a young man. Anyway. And I read this once, maybe 10 or... yeah, a good 15 years ago, and I still have some scenes that get stuck in my head that I can't get out, and I just can't. I'm never reading the book again. It's nothing, there's nothing against the writing, it's just, like I said, there's some scenes in that book that I'm like, oh, yeah, I can't do that book. Okay, so, question 3. Dunkirk, a story told through multiple perspectives across different timelines. And I have picked here A Constellation of Vital Phenomena by Anthony Marr. It's one of my favorite books, a 5-star book for me. And so it deals, this is happening in Chechnya. It deals with a doctor, and she goes back in time, and then and also in the present, and then there's these other people who connect with her in some way at her hospital who are also going, you know, looking back into the past and dealing with the present. So I felt this worked, and I didn't like A Visit with the Goon Squad, so I can't use that one. Yeah, so this is really well written, and it follows the prompt here. So this is my pick, A Constellation of Vital Phenomena by Anthony Marr. Love it. Next up, Get Out A story where the side character slash friend outshines the main character. Well, one of my first favorite series when I was younger was The Vampire Chronicles by Anne Rice. And my favorite character was a side character until he got his own book about like 6 books in. And it is Armand. And my love for Armand started basically right here. Well, and when I saw the movie, he was played by Antonio Banderas. So that's really where it started. Anyway, so yeah. Armand in The Vampire Chronicles, that is my favorite side character. And I love him. Anyway. Next up, number 5 is Lady Bird. I really need to see I still haven't seen most of these. I've seen Call Me By Your Name and Phantom Thread, and that's it, which is pathetic. Anyway, Lady Bird, a book with a complex mother-daughter relationship. So, what I picked for this is one of my favorite books of all time, and it is White Oleander by Janet Fitch. Astrid's mother is named Ingrid. She's a poet. She's self-oriented, let's just say. And she has a daughter, and she gets put in prison for murdering somebody. And so she's still trying to control Astrid through like letters and stuff from prison. And yeah, they've got a really like when Astrid's really little, before her mother gets sent away, she idolizes her. And yeah, it just gets, it's complicated. What can I say? All right, so let's just move on from that one. Phantom Thread. People keep calling this book / pairing / series a romance, but I don't think they know what romance is. So yeah, I don't have any books exactly to show you for this. What I'm going to choose, okay, so you're getting 2 books and a rant on this one. First off, Romeo and Juliet. That's not a romance, that's a tragedy, featuring insta-love and 2 teenagers, which, given a week and them not dying, it would have been fine. And Kathy and Heathcliff in Wuthering Heights. Somebody mentioned on one of their channels that somebody told them, this is hearsay, that you can enjoy Wuthering Heights better if you stop considering it a romance, and it's not a romance. And I hated this book in high school because of the issues involving this. And so I'm going to try to reread it later this year, but yeah, Romeo and Juliet, Kathy and Heathcliff, it's not romantic. You know what else is also not romantic? We just got done with February, and I did a few romance-related videos on my channel last month. And so I've been revisiting some Harlequins. And I cannot tell you how many times you see where the hero, such as it were, does horrible things. There's an entire series where men get women into bed by blackmailing them. Like, yeah, that's a crime. That's not a romance. And yeah. and then they just take them back, and it's like, oh, isn't love great? No, stop it. Okay, so yeah. That's my answer for number 6 for Phantom Thread. By the way, that romance, such as it were, creeped me out, and that took me out of the movie a bit. But it was gorgeous, but creepy. All right, next up, The Post, a book that challenges prevailing power structures. Okay, you're gonna have to bear with me on this because I do not have a very good picture of this book for you. So I'm just gonna see if you can't see it based on what I have. See there? See there? It's Raven Stratagem by Yoon-Ha Lee. It's from I think it's called the Gears of Empire series. I'm not exactly sure what the series is called. The first book, Nine Fox Gambit, I really liked. This one I really liked, and I'm so excited for the third book in the series coming up. But yeah, they have this whole society based on a calendrical system, and the military's main issue is stamping out heresy in the calendrical system. So you've got this General Jidao and then Cheris, and then they're basically working to overthrow the calendrical system. Spoiler alert, basically. I mean, why that should be a spoiler, I don't know. It's pretty obvious. But yeah, I love those books. So Nine Fox Gambit and Raven Stratagem by Yoon-Ha Lee is my answer for number 7. Excuse me. All right, number 8 is The Shape of Water. A book with a key character who is non-human, or a book with a disabled representation. And I don't know if I have any books with disabled representation. I don't know. If there are any good ones you guys like, maybe you can put it in the comments. They have to be good, okay? They can't be by Jojo Moyes, okay? Just don't do that. I could swear I read something not too just recently with somebody who's deaf, but I don't know. Huh. Anyway, so my answer for this is, and I'm going a weird way on this one. My answer is Neuromancer by William Gibson. All right, the main protagonist Case is a person, but one of the main antagonists, or one of the main power dealers in this book, is an AI by the name of Wintermute, who is very interesting because they were made by a very interesting, incestuous, politically and financially powerful group. And so the Tessier Ashpools, that just were, and Wintermute has a lot to do with what's going on in this book, and it's an AI. Okay, so that is my pick for number 8. Number 9, 3 billboards outside Ebbing, Missouri. An unlikable character who you can't help but root for or sympathize with. And I picked The Monster from Frankenstein by Mary Shelley. Yeah, he was made and then abandoned by his creator. Yes, he killed people, and he should not have done that. However, he's not the villain of this book. Friggin' Frankenstein is, for making this mess and then walking away from it and thinking that everything should be fine, even though he did this horrible thing. Yeah, anyway, so The Monster from Frankenstein, I get it. You've been abandoned by your maker and you're alone and people hate you, so guess what? You're gonna be a bit messed up. Anyway, so that is my 2018 Best Picture tag. I'm not going to tag anybody because the Oscars were a couple of weeks ago, but if you want to, you should totally do this. I thought this was a very fun tag. So yeah, you know who you are. You're tagged. There you go. So thanks very much for watching. If you have comments, please put them below. Also, feel free to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you very much for stopping by. Bye.